Hi, friends. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to share a practice that I've been using myself a lot lately. I've noticed that there's really a tendency in our human minds to believe things that might not really be true, or maybe they used to be true, but they're not anymore, or to think of our opinions as being truth when really they're opinions. And all of this mental chatter can really affect our bodies, right? Our nervous system is the superhighway that connects our brains to the rest of our body. And what our brains are thinking, what thoughts our brain generates, there really is no geographic location for the mind. So we often talk about it synonymously with the brain, but these things get communicated to our body and vice versa. Our body's communication goes to our mind. There is no separation, and the nervous system is what connects it. So I thought I would share a practice today that can really help us to come back to what is true in the moment, which of course is a big part of our mindfulness practices every time. But this is often, for me, best achieved beginning with the physical body. Because whatever's happening in the moment, in the physical body, is is true. I'm not having thoughts about it. I'm sensing it. So today's practice is designed to help us really pause from the beliefs, the mental chatter, the fears, the worries, the all the things that we do as humans. That's what our minds do. Um, whether it's related to your diabetes or your family or whatever it is, we have diabetes, but we're also humans, so we're affected by everything. So let's just take a few minutes to remember this, that not everything that we think is true, that not all of our opinions are facts, that not all of our worrying comes to be. And let's just savor what is in the moment. All right, so let's arrive together. If it feels right for you to gently close your eyes, or you're absolutely welcome to leave your eyes open for this practice. We will be opening them later. And settle in to your body, this beautiful, amazing, miraculous body. There's so much right with our bodies that we forget to notice them. So sensing into where you're grounded. With each breath arriving at perhaps a deeper level of presence. Sensing where your body's making contact with the surface beneath it, perhaps the floor, chair. Really feeling the heaviness. Bringing awareness to your posture if you're seated or standing or lying down. Just inviting in the dignity that this practice warrants. From a grounded, aligned posture and space, inviting in some deep belly breaths. Noticing with each inhale the flow of the air through the nose, the throat. Noticing the subtleties of how there's a rising of the chest, maybe even the shoulders. Just naturally, this is what happens when we invite in a deep belly breath. And similarly, the exhalation, noticing the falling of the belly, the lowering of the chest and shoulders, and a similar outward flow. So one of the many reasons the breath is such a powerful tool in our mindfulness toolbox is that it's only happening right now. It's definitely bodyfulness, mindfulness in the moment. And when we invite in deep breaths, so our belly is expanding, it's actually communicating to that superhighway of the nervous system that we're safe. So if you're like me and you like to give your mind a task while breathing, besides simply watching it, I've found that square breathing or box breathing can be really helpful. If this is new to you, just imagining a square that has 4 equal sides. And so the in-breath, the hold at the top, and the out-breath and the hold at the bottom are all to equal counts. So breathing in to the count of 3, for example, holding at the top for the count of 3, releasing for the count of 3, and holding at the bottom for the same count. Let's do that for a couple of minutes on your own. If your mind wanders, that's just a great chance to begin again. No judgment. Continuing with your inhalations and exhalations for perhaps 3 more rounds. Now just noticing after that several minutes of belly breathing, noticing in your body sensations, noticing in your nervous system any potential changes. Just noticing without judgment. And lastly, for today's presencing practice, if you haven't been practicing with your eyes open, I invite you to gently open your eyes and practice a little beginner's mind seeing. This is one of my favorites as well, to stay in the moment. Because whatever we are seeing, when we are seeing it, if we are seeing it with beginner's mind, it is in the now. So looking around your room or out a window if you're near a window, or wherever you are, looking around. You might give your mind a job, if that is helpful for you, to notice all the different shades of green, for example. Or you might simply allow your mind to see all of the patterns and colors and textures and shapes and movement and stillness. Seeing it as though you're seeing it for the very first time, with this sense of wonder. Taking about 10 more seconds for beginner's mind seeing. So friends, those were just a few practices to help orient us to the present moment, help our nervous system to remember to come back and be, and to remind ourselves and our minds that this practice of being in the moment with what is, whether it's in our physical bodies or using our five senses, perhaps you can do that same thing with seeing as you can do with taste, with sound. I was very fortunate to have an Epicurean weekend this weekend. I told my husband I was really practicing mindful pleasure, listening to music, savoring amazing food, taking in the sights around me, around us. Some of the smells of spring are starting to arrive here. Savoring touch, texture. It's a really beautiful way to bring mindfulness into our lives. So informal practice is living with mindful awareness and presence in the moment. And it's a great antidote to the worry and the thinking, all of that. So I wish you all a beautiful day, beautiful week. Thank you for practicing with me and with us. We'll see you soon.